Number 3, Saul. Now, remember earlier I talked about that little cliche we use, that obedience is better than sacrifice? This one really kind of brought it home for me. This really helped me to see the pattern of what it is when we're not obedient. See, Saul was king, and Samuel had went down there and appointed him and everything, said, okay, the mantle is on you. I'm going to anoint you by God. You are the king of Israel. You are going to take them to the next level. You're going to be their new ruler. And see, the thing about it, guys, is this. Don't ever get so caught up in your anointing in your ministry until you feel like you can just get jiggy with it when it comes down to following God's instructions. Because a lot of times you could be following God's instructions. You know what? Let me pause right quick. My wife and I have been together for 30 years. Do you know how long it took us to decide to do a podcast? Guess. Can somebody guess? Can somebody guess? Can somebody guess? Almost 30 years. Did we talk about having a podcast? Yeah, we talked about having a podcast. Did we talk about being, out there on TV and all this other stuff? Yeah, we talked about it. Yes, we did. Yes, we did. But God had a specific way He wanted us to present ourselves based on the purpose that He gave us. Everybody that's out there that has something good from God does not have to try to parlay that into a hustle. You ever seen somebody do that? They just kind of parlayed it into a little hustle. They got so full of themselves until they decided, okay, God, I know you said wait, but I'm going to just go do this right quick because I think this will be real cool. No, you can't do that. That's not obedience, brother. Sister, that's not obedience. So Saul got appointed to be king. And God said, one of the first things I want you to do, well, not first things, but said one of the things I'm going to want you to do here is I want y'all to go kick the Amalekites' butt. See, I'm tired of them. See, the Amalekites, everybody was on the program with the children of Israel and who they were, who God appointed them to be. It wasn't like nobody knew. See, a lot of people think that this war and everything that's going on between Israel and Gaza and Hamas and all these different people right now, they think that these folks don't know. These folks already know. They just don't accept it. And every once in a while, God uses war. He uses invaders to come in and punish Israel. David had that problem. David had done some crap. David was getting in trouble with God. And God said, okay, I'm going to let a certain amount of people get slain. This is happening under your watch. Brother, you are king, you are a ruler, and you represent me to them because I sent my prophet to anoint you. When I send my prophet to anoint you, then that means, that's the reason why when I say at the wedding, you got a pastor up there that's supposed to be representing God, that's supposed to anoint your marriage. And he don't even know the purpose of your union. He don't know y'all. God sent the prophet. He said, I'm going to send the prophet, and the prophet is going to appoint the ruler, and then the ruler is going to, hopefully, obey me. So he says, Saul, I'm going to go punish the Amalekites. I'm going to punish them rascals because I'm tired of them. Y'all have done what y'all supposed to be doing. And I'm tired of them coming over here attacking y'all and doing all this other stuff. Sometimes I've allowed it because, yeah, y'all got out of line. But, and I'm paraphrasing. Look, y'all go study it. Don't take my word for it. Go study it. Exactly. He said, I want you to go and I want you to kill every Amalekite. I don't want you to leave nothing. If it's a building, burn it down. If it's a sheep, kill it. If it's whatever, the children, the infants, kill it. I say, man, God must have, I don't ever want to be on that side of God's fury. Oh my God, I do not. I don't want to be on that side of God's fury. He's saying, brother, when God gets tired, I mean, I get enough when mama get upset. When mama come in the house and stuff ain't done, look, when it don't even have to be me, it could be my sister. If I know my sister finna get tore up, it puts enough fear in me to not even want to be in the house. I'm like, look, I'm finna go in the backyard. I don't even want to witness this. God got tired. He said, man, I don't want damn Malachi to exist no after this. I want y'all to go down there. I want you to kill every man, every woman, every child. I want you to destroy everything. Destroy it. Leave nothing. Is that specific enough? Is that specific enough? He went down the line. He said men, women, children, infants, animals, buildings, whatever. Destroy it. Wipe them off the face of the earth. And when God tell you that, I can imagine all they had to do was just walk in the gates and people just start falling over. I could just imagine. Then Saul started having ideas. He started having ideas. Oh, oh man. You mean tell me God want to destroy this right here, man? This is some cool stuff right here. You know what? Guess what? You know what'd be better? Why don't I take the king alive? And then why don't I take some of the fattest calves and cows and rams and whatever. And then I'll just make a sacrifice before the Lord. I'll just create this big sacrifice. And it'll be epic. It'll crown, I mean, he just went off in his imagination. He could see himself, big crowds and everybody cheering and stuff, and then they slashing and stuff like that. And he's like, God is gonna be so pleased. My brother. My brother. My brother. Now, just because y'all don't feel like I'm chastising y'all, 'cause some of y'all, you know, I mean, I've talked to people and it's like, man, I'm not trying to chastise you. I'm just trying to invoke a little thought. He said, no, man, I feel like I'm getting beat up. I say, dude, I'm not trying to beat you up, man. So sometimes I got to put myself out there a little bit. I said, you know, there was this one time, man, my wife, I had to do it at least one time in every presentation. My wife. My wife was one of the most spontaneous women in the world. She could come up with a love gesture out of nowhere. You got to be ready for it. You got to be ready for it. And she would just come up with a love gesture out of nowhere. And see, men, you got to be careful. Because your women, they have these love gestures. People call it love language. I'm still getting used to that term. But my wife has these love gestures that she would do. She just break out and start dancing. And it's like, oh man, that's cool. Because when you're a husband and when your wife can just break out and dance for no reason, you got to be doing something right. You got to be doing something right when your wife feels free enough to just come and just do all sorts of lovely things for you. It's not cooking the meals. It's not, it's not a lot of typical stuff. It's usually that very unique stuff that delves deep into her personality and her creativity that just comes out, just boom. And see, we're going to talk about that. That's a part of your mandate, is to provide that peace, that atmosphere to where your family can blossom, not just grow up good and stay fine or whatever. No, she has to be able to be free to express everything that God's put in her. That's your job, to provide that. We talk about bringing money home. No, brother, you got to provide a space for your family to discover purpose and fulfill it. But let me get back to my point. She hit me with this love gesture, man. She started dancing. A particular song came on. And my wife can dance. Now, my wife has never been to a club per se. She's never been that person. She's never been the type of person to go out to a club, hang out with the girls, go out there, try to catch a dude. No, she ain't never done that. Never. Never went to it. And it took her a long time to convince me that she never wanted to. I mean, I'm like, look, I know you had to want to go. And I know somebody had to come to you and ask you to go. No, never been to a club. the woman can dance. So I'm guessing that something inspired her to dance. And it wasn't some old sexy, slutty strip club dance. No, it was just, she was dancing. And her body was moving. And she already cute. And her body just moving. And I'm standing up there and I get in my head. Because I'm creative too. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, so if you want to dance, let's really do it. So I started going to the stereo, because that's my thing, electronics and technology and stuff like that. I wanted to go and make it a concert. I wanted to make it Dance with the Stars. We was about to dance. You want to dance, baby? We gonna dance. She was like, well, baby, I wasn't asking you to do all that. The song almost over. You over there trying to plug stuff up and everything. The song is almost over, Johnny. That's why I can play it again. No, but it wasn't the moment. And I messed around there and ruined the moment. Because I thought I could bring something extra. Instead of just flowing with what had been presented to me. Fellas, I'm going to tell you something. Women, I'm going to tell you something. When you get to a situation where you are trying to communicate, there are subtle things that you have to just pay attention to. And you have to obey those things. Well, Johnny, how is it possible for you to know all that stuff? My wife and I was together for at least 10 years. I knew her pattern. I knew when she would come up with stuff. I knew that. I had obeyed it in the past. But why now? What happened to me this time that made me decide I wanted to deviate from what we normally do and try to throw something up in there, not knowing that I was going to kill the whole groove? So a lot of times on our best day, because what you think, it ain't about what you think. It ain't about your intentions. You mean to tell me you got a better idea than God? So Saul kept the doggone. He said, man, I'm gonna keep these. Man, I'm gonna make this big old thing, man. It's gonna be a memorial and all this other stuff like that. God said, you full of pride, Saul. I needed you to destroy your enemies. That is not something you take pleasure in, brother. You are carrying out and executing my wrath. This is my message to the world. Because you know, just like everything else goes on in the world, you don't go out and wipe out a whole country and don't nobody know. All the other surrounding communities and whatnot, I'm wanting to show them that God is with you. I need to show them that God is with you. And then you don't have people just come running up in there attacking you no more. If you just do what I say. Because I'm going to tell you something. I've never seen in this modern day and age. Imagine somebody took the president and went and killed him. Because they like, we finna destroy America. So they just come over here and wipe out everything, burn down all the apartment complexes. And then take the president and slit his throat on national TV. Nobody can even fathom anything like that. And that's why God did it. He said, look, I want you to make a statement. These are my people. And you don't just come mess with us. But Saul want to have a party. So he's going to invite God to this party. Like, hey, man, come down here and celebrate with us, man. We just killed off all the Amalekites. We're going to mock the king. We're going to make him look all bad. We're going to embarrass him and stuff. We're going to tell jokes about him. We're going to throw apples at him. We're going to put him in a dunk tank and we're going to dunk him, right? God said, you're not king no more.